too, knowing you're making that jump now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. It's a little bit different now. Knowing I'm going to stay in the organization here and compete for a spot on the team. But it's been great all off ice. I think going into it, I wasn't too sure what to expect, but it's been awesome. It's been great, loving it.
Off ice this year, so more team building stuff. But what's the competitive level like with guys like yourself, but also some of these new draft picks, some pretty high-end draft picks as well? What's the competitiveness like?
Oh, it's been awesome. I mean, it's a camp like this, especially, we've got it pretty condensed to just all the guys here that are drafted and bringing them in, and it's awesome to see. I think everybody's kind of gelled this week, and the competitive aspect has been great too, because we split into 4 teams and we're doing a bunch of stuff off the ice, and not all of it is physical stuff. We were doing a bunch of mental training and trying to solve things in that aspect. So it's been awesome. And you're building relationships with these guys that you'll play with. So it's been great.
I know we didn't get to see you on the ice in Rockford, but what were your takeaways from your time with the IceHogs?
Yeah, it was awesome. I think just being able to go there, get to meet everybody, talk with the staff, get on the ice, practice, coming off of an injury too, it gave me some confidence. I'm really excited going into this year, and I think going there and seeing how I stacked up, I'm excited because I think I can bring some pretty special things to the table this year.
So it gave you some confidence then, kind of skating and practices and things like that okay, I belong here at the pro level.
Absolutely. It just reassured me, that all my hard work's paying off, and I'm excited for this upcoming year because I feel like I'm ready and I want to make an impact.
What was it like working with John Walter and Patrick Chun, the 2 athletic trainers? They were kind of getting you back up to speed. I know they were helping Paul Ludwinski get back healthy as well. So they had a couple of guys they were trying to nurse back to health, I guess. But what was it like working with those 2?
I mean, they've been unbelievable. They helped me from day one in there, making sure I got all the treatment I needed, making sure that I was meeting with any doctors I needed to meet with. But just the relationship I built with them is awesome because now I come here, I see them again. I'm excited to see them, and they helped me so much. Like you said, getting me back to full health, and I think the care that they provided for me also gave me the confidence. So a lot goes out to those guys for that, for sure. Absolutely. I think this week is something I'm realizing that, I'm with a bunch of young guys and, having to set, kind of a standard of work ethic and competing. And I think, that's been good for me. I've loved it. And I think, it's just bringing that character level just, that much more further. I think that's something I bring to the table, the passion, character. Obviously, I love the game of hockey, and one of my best attributes is my compete level. So I think just setting that standard, like I said, for the young guys, I think has been great this week. And, it's paying off for sure. No, absolutely. It's having my dad there and being around, him during his career. I've got to meet a lot of different guys. And, I think some guys that come to mind is Zach Parise. Obviously, he's somebody that is known for his competitive nature. He's someone my dad played with for a long time. And, he was kind of somebody my dad mentored. So I look at that, kind of similar to myself. So I think he's a guy that kind of stands out, just does things the right way. And especially, in his prime, how good he was. So he's one of the guys for sure. I think it's been awesome. I've gotten a full summer of training so far. And, I've put on about 10 pounds right now. So, that combated with, my speed, taking that to the next level, and just my strength, using that. And, I have a big frame. So filling out my frame right now, and I think, those things all combined is going to help me a lot this year.
No on-ice stuff, but what's it been like for you so far?
It's been fun. I think being off ice, you just get a better chance to meet the guys and just build that closer bond. Just had more conversations with guys I don't think I would during camp time. So it's just been a nice, cool time to kind of relax and still learn a lot of things and just take a more relaxed pace to this week.
I know when we talked to you at the end of last year in Rockford, something that you were working on or were going to work on in the off season was putting on some more weight and filling out a little bit. Have you put on some pounds so far in these summer months?
I'm trying my hardest. I'm eating as much as I can, so I'm hoping by the time I come back, I reach my goal.
How are you feeling, though, physically?
I'm feeling great. I'm excited, coming here, getting the extra work on, just make me go back and have a good summer, make sure I'm ready, I'm healthy, and just make sure my shoulder's ready to go.
While you were there in Rockford, were there any relationships either with people in Rockford or people in Chicago that you were able to kind of cultivate and work on to kind of help you make that jump to the pro game?
Yeah, honestly, I think it was pretty much, you got a little taste of everyone. You have the staff, you have the players, you really have everyone to go to. I remember my first day, I think everyone came up to me and introduced themselves and just made me feel way more like just in the sense of I belong here. And they just made me feel that I can just be myself. And you look at the older guys, you look at Buddy Robinson, you look at Garrett Mitchell, those were the guys that you want to learn something, you go ask them, and they're going to put 100% of effort into that conversation to help you get to the next step.
You made your pro debut in the playoffs. Did you like that it happened that way, or would you have rather had it in the regular season to kind of ease into it a little bit more?
No, I love it. I'm just ready. I want to play hockey all the time, and I remember just sitting there and getting told that I was going to play. There was nothing more exciting than that.
When we chatted a few months ago, I think the comparison at the pro level or at the NHL level that you gave was you wanted to play like Brandon Hagel. Is that still the guy that you kind of look up to or try to model your game after?
Yeah, for sure. He's obviously came through this organization, so a lot of people have seen the way he plays and the way he carries himself. And I just want to do that and make a name for myself. I want people to say that I want to play like Jalen Luypen, and that's my goal.
At this camp here, obviously a lot of hype with Connor Bedard, #1 overall pick coming in. A lot of other guys that are here as well have a lot of skill. What's the competitiveness like here at camp, even though you guys are off the ice?
Oh yeah, we saw it in spike ball today. Guys are pretty intense in that stuff, and just because we're not on the ice doesn't mean we're having competitions. It's been fun this week. Guys have showed their true characters, and it's been a fun week overall.
Who are the best spike ball players?
I gotta say my team, Nick Lardis and Frank Nazar, they helped the boys win the championship today.
What was it, like teams of 2 working all the way up, or?
Teams of 8, you had your group, and then the finals went to Game 7, and we let them play the last 4 games to win us the playoffs.
That's awesome. Thanks, Jalen.
Thank you.
All right, Ryan, Dev Camp, second Dev Camp for you here. What's this one been like compared to last year for you?
Yeah, obviously it's a lot different. Not skating this year, and this year, they took more of an approach of being, all off ice, and yeah, obviously a lot different. But I mean, I can say, I still took a lot out of this camp. We learned a lot of new things here. Had a lot of guest speakers come in and talk to us. So, just really enjoyable to see the guys again, and I'm looking forward to taking that stuff that I learned in the next season.
We asked Jalen about the competitiveness here of camp. What's that like with, yes, Connor Bedard, but a lot of other high-end draft picks as well? You guys all together doing these team bonding things. How valuable do you think that is, and how much fun is that?
It's a ton of fun, and I think, the competitiveness of guys really shines through in all the team competition stuff we do. Obviously we're not on the ice, so we can't compete out there. So it's just a lot of competing off ice, and similar to what Jalen said, we did spike ball today, so it was pretty intense, and there was a lot going on there. But yeah, it's been super fun to compete with these guys and just try to push each other to be better.
What's that like when you guys come in for a week or a few days, and then you go off and you do your own thing and you play on different teams, and then you're all trying to make the same team at the end of the day? Do you guys keep in touch with each other throughout the year? What is that communication, and what do these relationships with these guys here at camp look like?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're only going to continue to grow. The more camps you do, the more you surround yourself with these guys. But I would say this year more so than last year. I've connected with a lot of guys. I've had the chance to do that since it's more of an off ice camp. So I'll definitely keep in touch with a lot of guys from here. It's been a super fun week, and it's just an amazing group of guys and staff, so it's been really enjoyable.
Well, an awesome freshman year for you at BU. I think you certainly caught a lot of people's attention. What was the freshman season like for you? It seemed like you were trusted in a lot of situations, not just producing offensively, but playing an end-to-end game. Did you surprise yourself, or were those your expectations that you met this last year?
Yeah, those were my expectations going in. I just tried to go in with an open mind, be myself and compete every day and do what I do. So I'm happy it went, as well as it did, and I'm kind of putting that in the rear view now, and I'm just excited to, hopefully have an even better season next season.
So what are those next steps and those next things that you're working on in your game?
I'd say the biggest thing for me was just developing more of an attack mentality. I think in junior sometimes I might have played it maybe a little bit too safe, and going into college I told myself I wanted to be maybe a little more selfish and hold on to the puck a little bit longer than I had been in previous years. And, I think it worked out for me. And then obviously my line mates and my teammates made it pretty easy on me. And like you said, my coaches, I found my role, and, they started to trust me, which was really good to see. So I'm thankful for that.
Does it help to have another BU guy, a teammate in Drew Comesso here? I know you guys were a couple years apart, but still someone wearing the Terrier white and red, at least a familiar face here. Yeah,
it definitely helps, and I got close with Drew over this past year, so to be able to come here and kind of reunite with him after going home for summer, it's been awesome. And if there's ever any arguments about the better college team or anything, he's always got my back. So it's good to have him here by my side.
What was it like watching him play behind you guys this year? He had another outstanding year. He's kind of stacked a couple of those guys, or a couple of those years at BU. What was it like knowing that he had your guys back this year?
Yeah, he was unbelievable. He was our rock the entire year, and he was so consistent and good for us all the time. So we had a lot of trust in him, and it just made it so much easier for us to go out there and kind of do our thing with that trust in him.
And you guys play a pretty up-tempo style at BU. How do you think that factors into your style and maybe into the way that the game is moving, I guess in a broad sense right now?
Yeah, Coach Pandolfo, wants us to compete and play a fast, hard game, and I think that kind of fits right into my game, and why I kind of adapted so quickly to his coaching style and the way that he wants to play. So it's been really good, and I'm excited to get back in there and just keep going.
All right, Paul, I know you've been battling the left ankle injury. How's that coming along, and how has the rehab been?
Yeah, it's obviously been a tough mental injury too. I mean, I've been on the ice for 3 months now, so that takes a toll on you as a hockey player because it's the thing we live to do and we love. So, but other than that, I mean, I came here in the mind of getting finally clear, the doctors having it checked out and everything, and it looks to seem I just played spike ball today for the first time with no restrictions, so it looks like I'm good to go, and when I get back I'll be skating again, so that's exciting for me, and I'm happy to be back on the ice.
So what was what did you feel when the medical staff said you're clear, you can skate, you can lace them up and get going? What was that emotion like after 3.5 months of not being able to?
Just like a kid on his first Christmas, probably. You're letting me do the thing I love again, and it's exciting, and hopefully it goes all well. I mean, I know it will because I've been waiting this long, but I'm so excited because even just to get on the ice would have been nice, but now I get to fully go on the ice and train for rookie camp and main camp, so it's exciting and I'm ready to go.
You mentioned the mental difficulty. I mean, what was that like for you being immobilized? I mean, really not able to work out lower body at all. What were the things you were able to do? But I guess maybe first talk about the struggle of just having to be in a kind of a stagnant position when you came up with Rockford. You weren't able to play with your junior team and even here at Dev Camp a little bit.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, every athlete lives to play their sport. I mean, it's the most exciting thing to do, and it helps you mentally too. Whenever you're having a tough day, you can go on the ice and take all that away. But for me personally, I wasn't able to do much lower body, so I was doing mostly upper body, which is actually good for me because one of the things I need to work on was my upper body. So I feel like I've definitely taken advantage of this injury in some way to make a positive out of it. But other than that, I mean, I was able to do limited stuff, lower body, no weights, and then just therapy to, work on it and hopefully get it back to full strength. And it seems full strength now. So, after this 3-month grueling period, I'm finally ready to go. And all the mental stress of worrying about how long this will be is just gone. And, I'm happy again, kind of. So it's awesome.
We can tell that you're happy right now. I mean, you were in Rockford and it was tough for you because, yeah, you were getting that pro experience in the locker room, but you weren't able to get out there and skate. So what things were you able to kind of pick up from that experience spending time with the IceHogs?
Well, I mean, I got to know the staff inside and out because most of my days were spent with the training staff and all that. But, I got to meet some of the coaches I didn't know. So, if I'm in that situation again, not necessarily injury, but when I'm in Rockford potentially, I'm more comfortable with everyone there. I know some of the players now. I've been, to their houses, so I know some living options. So it was kind of just a big learning experience, and I think I took the most out of it. I got stronger there, upper body wise, and I got to watch some good hockey, so some good playoff hockey too. So it was fun for me, and just to watch the speed of the game, to learn that and meet some of the guys and take some stuff out of like Mitchie and, all those guys like Howie and whatever. But, good guys, and I was glad to be there.
Spending so much time with the training staff, does that give you more of an appreciation for what they do? Maybe because I know you're basically part of the training staff.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you come as a new player that's drafted by the Hawks, and you come in, and compared to the OHL staff, I mean, there's one guy in the OHL, but there's a bunch of them here, but they're dealing with the whole team, so. It really takes into consideration like how hard they work day in, day out, like the hours they're here, what they do, their knowledge. Like it's on a different level. And in Rockford, I mean, they took the best care of me. Then I had the best care there than I would have had anywhere else. So, kudos to them. They're awesome. And we built the bond too because we're together so long. So we kind of just crack jokes back and forth, and they feel like. Whenever I come back to kind of camp now, I just know them already. It's not like new introduction. It's just, hey, how you been? How's your summer? And, we're right back at it. So me and Chenner have had some adventures together. I mean, my first camp here, I had a concussion. So he drove me actually to the hospital. So we got to know each other in the car. And then John and Chenner spent most of the time with me in Rockford, and even here while I'm working on stuff, they spend time with me, and it's awesome. Those guys are great. I love them, and I'm so thankful for what they did to me, and hopefully I can repay them in some way. Yeah, so obviously the first time I'm not going to go full tilt, just so I can be cautious at first because it's only the summer still, so I still have lots of time, but I'll most likely, take it light, first skate, maybe see how it is after, but I know it's going to be, ready to go. So I'll most likely take 1 or 2 skates to feel how it is and then get right into it and start my summer training because it's been too long. So yeah, my objectives are just to be more comfortable with the puck, to make better decisions, to hold on to it longer, just to be more comfortable in all areas because I find, as a rookie coming in, like you may want to get rid of the puck, but some of the best players in the league are able to hold on to the puck and create plays that they didn't see there. So I want to see myself be more patient there, and I'm obviously going to work on my shot during the summer and to try and, get more goals in the production system. Other than that, I think I'm a complete player, and I'll just, find the little details and try and work on them.
It's like when you got back and you were playing spike ball, how'd you do? Did you have full mobility? Were you like slamming that thing, or were you pretty restricted? Did you guys get bounced in the first round?
No, we actually won. We were 500, me and Docker, so we won 2, lost 2. But I think it was partially just because I was taped, so I was a little restricted to get down. But other than that, I was.
I think if you had full mobility, you could have gone to the finals.
Yeah, me and Docker would have went 4-0, 6-0, 8-0. It doesn't matter. So we would have won it all, but. I think just the fact that they were taking advantage of my wrist grip because it was taped up a little, but I was diving around, I was jumping, I was running, sliding, so everything that I could have done there to aggravate it, I did, and it was fine, so I'm happy with that.